While there is a by-election campaign for Mayor of Toronto going on, the business of City Hall continues. How new housing is going to be built is at the top of the agenda, and there are warnings today that a major initiative and some of that work could be stalled if the province doesn't step up.
Housing now, but for so many Torontonians, it feels like housing never. We haven't broken ground on those projects for 5 years. And I think the warning in front of us here from staff is that we will require support from our provincial partners to deliver that.
The goal has been to use city-owned land to create affordable and market rental housing, with more than $1 billion and incentives for developers to get in the game. Mayoral candidate Bradford stood at one of the sites in Etobicoke just this week, where work has yet to take place, and vowed to push things forward. Costs, however, have now skyrocketed, and that has the potential to hold things up even further.
Interest rates have increased dramatically at the Bank of Canada and at CMHC, and construction costs have increased dramatically. So a project that might have made financial sense to build as affordable housing in early 2019 doesn't make sense now unless you add another 5, 6, 7 stories to the building.
Alarm bells have now been ringing about the loss of $120 million in development fees as a result of Bill 23. The province's plan to build 1.5 million homes in 10 years. Queen's Park seems to think the city can make up the money. Another candidate for Toronto's top job and former housing lead at City Hall says the help is needed.
The math is clear. When we're building homes, we need to make sure that they have the drains, the sewers, the daycares, the libraries, and that's what we need development charges for. We need to build communities.
Beyond building on city property, the city continues to move forward on the change to zoning bylaws. Final recommendations are being made to allow multiplexes and more units in parts of the city where it's exclusively been single-family homes.
As we accommodate a growing population and have an affordability crisis, we really need to find ways of intensifying our existing communities in something that's in between the tall and the sprawl. And the types of zoning proposals that are being brought forward right now are really about this infill, this missing middle.
All of the housing changes and proposals being presented here at City Hall today, as always, are subject to a full City Council debate. That is set to take place in the middle of this election campaign with some current councillors running for mayor. Meanwhile, mayoral candidate and former Toronto Police Chief Mark Saunders is getting an endorsement from a familiar face in the city who had also considered running for mayor, Councillor Stephen Holyday.
I'm really excited that Mark can bring practicality and hope for the future. Mark can work to restore people's confidence in government.
Holyday was speaking at Saunders' campaign announcement on bike lanes in Etobicoke. Saunders plans to cancel the current bike lane expansion along that stretch of Bloor Street and to monitor how current bike lanes are benefiting commuters throughout the city.